Hi everyone, welcome to a Nuzlocker's Dream. It's a new channel that I made. My name's Fireweaver, and I come from the channel of Stuffy World. I'm assuming most of you probably came from my audience of Stuffy World to here to, check out the new channel that I came out with. Hopefully. God, why did I say Anyways, so now that if you didn't come from Stuffy World, you can go check that channel out. It will be in my friends and other channels from this channel, and it will be in the description, and there might be an affiliation somewhere on the video, but I won't take up the entire screen. But, so, basically, this channel, I made it because I'm planning on doing lots of Nuzlocks in the future, which I'll explain what a Nuzlocke is pretty quickly. And I'm planning on doing quite a few, and I don't want them getting scattered throughout my main channel with all the other stuff. Like, I don't want it all getting mixed in, and it'll be a confusing mess, and it'll just be videos going up all the time, because I plan on doing some Nuzlocke videos and some main channel videos, and I want to limit it to, like, one day I'll do a Nuzlocke, and then the next day I'll do a Let's Play, and blah, blah, blah. I want to do them both, but I don't want it to become a scattered mess where people are all like, I didn't get this update, I didn't get that update, what's going on here? And that would be, it's possible that that's because you checked out my channel, and then you missed it because I was uploading it at the same time, or whatever. It's just going to be a scattered mess, and it'll be gross, and I don't want that. So, I think, because there's so much going on already, I thought I should just make another channel. So, that's what I did, clearly. So, and you're on it. So, now to explain the rules of a Nuzlocke, and after that, I will reveal the Nuzlocke that I'm planning on doing. Now, first off, and then I'll tell you some extra rules. Sorry, I'm so scatterbrained. But, basically, because Nuzlocke challenges have very different rules sometimes, you have to explain the three main rules first, and then I'll go into the extra rules that I'm adding for this challenge, and probably the extra rules are going to change, like, basically every challenge. Maybe. I don't know. They'll change a lot, basically, is what I'm trying to say, so I don't want to... I'll go for the three main rules first. So, the first rule of the Nuzlocke... Oh, sorry, maybe I should explain what a Nuzlocke is first. A Nuzlocke is a self-imposed challenge for the game's Pokemon, where basically you add three main rules, you can add any other rules, and it is a completely self-imposed challenge, and it makes the game a lot more challenging. Nuzlocke challenge. So it makes the game a lot more challenging, makes everything more difficult, but all in all, it makes it more fun and much more emotional. So, the three rules of a Nuzlocke are, number one, if your Pokemon faints, then it's dead, and you have to either release it or place it in a box named Death or whatever. Different people do different things, but either way, it's dead. You can never use it again. So, sad. Next up for Nuzlocke rules is number two. You can only catch the first Pokemon on each route, and you have to catch the first one on each route. And you can only catch one Pokemon per route. Sorry, I was trying to think of the other thing. But you can only catch one Pokemon per route. It has to be the first one you run into. There are some exceptions to that rule, which I'll go into in extra rules. So, yeah. But, next rule, it's kind of unofficial, but pretty much everyone does it, because, I don't know, it makes everything more fun. You have to nickname all your Pokemon, so then when you nickname your Pokemon, you feel a little bit more attached to them, so when they die, you feel a little bit more sad. Or, that's what I seem to think. That's why that rule came upon us, I think. But anyway, so, yeah, you have to nickname all the Pokemon that you catch. Now, those are the three main rules. Those are the ones that everyone follows. Those are, like, follow them. They are that's how the game works. Now, there are extra rules. I'll go into some extra rules. I'm going to go into some extra rules that I'm not going to be using right now, just so that I can tell you about them. I might use them eventually, but I'm not going to use them now. There are rules where, like, you can only buy a certain amount of items at the store, or you have to catch a boy Pokemon and a girl Pokemon. Now, I'm going to go into some of the different versions of Nuzlocke, so they're, like, different varieties. I'm just doing a Nuzlocke for this one, but, yeah, there are multiple different versions. Now, first one that I came across was a wedlock. It was created by Maryland, and you all know I like Maryland, hopefully. But if you've come from the Stuffy World channel, then you probably know that I'm a big fan of Maryland. But so in a wedlock challenge, you have to pair your Pokemon with mates, basically. They are married. So you get a boy, and if you get, let's say you get a boy Cyndaquil first. Now, the next Pokemon you run into on Route 1 is a male Rattata. You can't catch that male Rattata because you have to find a mate for your Cyndaquil. So you go find so that Pokemon doesn't count at all. You're not even going to include it. You're going to pretend that you never ran into it. You can kill it. If I don't count a Pokemon, I tend to run away from it. But so yeah, next Pokemon you run into, it's a female Hoot Hoot. Well, you can catch this one because it's a girl. It can be married to your Cyndaquil. Now, you can't store Pokemon in the box at all. So let's say I've got my Cyndaquil and my Hoot Hoot, and then I've got a male Machop and a female Zubat, and then I run into a female Rattata, which I can catch because I don't have I don't need to pair anything right now, so I can catch the female Rattata. And then I run into, I don't know, a male Caterpie. So these Pokemon are all in my team now. Now, next up, I see a whatever, I don't know, like a Sentret, yeah, sure. So you catch that Sentret, and of course it can be any gender at this point because your team's full, so it doesn't matter anymore. So you catch this Sentret, it's a male, goes into your box, and you're like, oh man, that Sentret's way better than my Rattata, I want that Sentret. Well, that sucks, because that Sentret's in the box, you got Pokemon, so the only way you can do it is you can get one of your Pokemon killed off, if you wanted. Like, you can go kill one of your Pokemon, but that's kind of, I don't do that, that's not how I play. But, I guess you could do that if you really want your Sentret. But, so yeah, that Sentret's in the box. Now, let's say that Sentret was a male. Then you run into a female. Then you run into another male. You are still allowed to catch it because it doesn't need a pair at the moment. But yeah, I'm getting way too into these rules. There's a lot more rules. Like, when your pairs don't die, like, let's say, the last thing I'll say is, let's say my Cyndaquil dies, I don't have to get rid of my Hoot Hoot as well. I just have to find a new mate for the Hoot Hoot. But yeah, that's as far as I'm going to go into that. The wedlocks, they're pretty cool. I'll probably do one of those eventually. But the next one I'll go into, probably the last one, because this is the last one I really know anything about. I don't even know that much about it. This one, but it's a item lock. I think with item locks, I think you're only allowed to use the Pokemon Center like a certain amount of times in a town. I don't really know much about an item lock because I've never done one, so I never researched one. But like you're only allowed to buy a certain amount of Pokeballs or something, and like there's these weird varieties of item locks as well. I know very little about item locks, in case you couldn't tell. There's all sorts of Nuzlocke varieties. There's also like you can get into a egg lock, which is another one I know nothing about. You can customize your Nuzlocke to be whatever you want. You can make your own variety, really. But I don't really know that much about an egg lock or a item lock or any of those. So, yeah, I think we should just get into the rules I'm going to be using for this Nuzlocke. But first off, I should probably reveal what this Nuzlocke is going to be. So, I was thinking a long time about this. Trust me, I would just sit around thinking like, could I do that game? No, that wouldn't be fitting. I knew that it had to be something really cool, because I'm doing my very first Nuzlocke, so it has to be something that will, like, really set the stakes, you know, and set them high, too. So I was thinking, this has to be a game that I'm kind of unfamiliar with, because, you know, I don't want to be going through a game that I know everything about, so it's going to be, like, no challenge for me whatsoever. It also has to, so it has to be something pretty new to me. Something fairly hard, so that it's not just simple, easy peasy. And something that I can easily do the rules for it, come up with good rules. So I was thinking about it, and I was thinking like, oh, what if I do this one? And I'm like, no, I know that one well. And then I realized I know pretty much every Pokemon game well, except 2 generations, but I'll tell you more about that Maybe in a different Nuzlocke. Maybe I'll do a Nuzlocke of them. But, so, I was thinking about it, and I decided, what if I do a hack? So, I found Pokemon Quartz hack. Yeah, so, Pokemon Quartz is a ROM hack. It adds completely new Pokemon to the game. So that's pretty awesome, actually. So there'll be all these completely new Pokemon that you've never seen before, unless you've actually played Pokemon Quartz, that the owner himself the creator of the Nuzlocke game created, and it's pretty neat, actually. I've played a little bit of it. I actually was doing a Nuzlocke of it. That's when I decided, hey, I should record this. But the reason I decided to record it is I actually lost the Nuzlocke. First Nuzlocke I've ever lost was that one, and I got completely wiped out by the first gym leader. So all I know is up to the first gym leader, and even then I was confused the entire time. So hopefully that'll be a fun experience. I thought it was the best one I could come up with, and hack is a good idea for a very first one because it'll really set the stakes. So what rules am I going to be using? Well, basically, alright, so this Let's Play doesn't have too many extra rules, just because I don't really want to make it too overcomplicated. I want to ease you guys in. So, the first one is Dupe's Clause. It's not even really a rule, it's just a clause. So, it's hard to explain Dupe's Clause without an example. So, let's say I'm on Route 1, and I run into a Rattata, even though that won't happen in Quartz. Just play along with me. So I run into this Rattata, and I catch this Rattata, and yay, I caught a Rattata. Nickname him, I don't know, let's nickname him Nose. So I go to Route 2, and I run into, oh no, it's another Rattata. I don't want two Rattatas. Two Rattatas just suck. Welp. Because of Dupe's Clause, I don't have to catch this second Rattata. This second Rattata doesn't count anymore. So, I run away from the Rattata. That's what I do. Like I told you, if I can't catch a Pokemon, I just like to run away from it. Or at least, like, if it's because of a clause. But, so I run away from this Rattata, and the next Pokemon I run to is a Pidgey. And I catch that, and I am allowed to catch this Pidgey, because I already had a Rattata. So that's how Dupe's Clause works. So, I don't know, that one's pretty good, I guess. A lot of players use it. Now, I am not going to be doing Dupe's Clause by evolutionary line. I'm going to be doing it by the little Pokeball symbol by their head. So, if there's no Pokeball symbol, then I either catch it or get nothing. Just because I don't really know what everything evolves into, and as much as I could probably guess, I might as well just catch it at that rate, because it doesn't make that big a difference. Especially with this game where I really don't know any of the Pokemon. So, that's the first clause. There's actually another clause, Shiny Clause. Now, let's say I'm walking on Route 1 again, training my Rattata Nose. I forgot what Pokemon I had. But, so I'm training my Rattata Nose on Route 1. I've already caught a Pokemon on Route 1. But all of a sudden, I ran into this shiny Rattata. And it's shiny, and isn't it pretty? Whoa! And of course, shiny Pokemon, if you don't know, shiny Pokemon are really rare. I don't actually really remember the percentage of catching one. But, it's pretty low. Like, I've never actually caught a shiny Pokemon in my entire life. But, so, I run into this shiny Pokemon, and, oh no, I already caught a Pokemon on Route 1. I have to kill this shiny Pokemon? That's just terrible. No way. So, with Shiny Claws, I do not have to kill this shiny Rattata. That would basically kill me. I am allowed to attempt to catch it. Now, some players have it so that when you catch it, you just box it, and, it's just for looks, and whoop-de-doo, you have a shiny. But I personally believe that it's perfect. Like, if it's a shiny Pokemon, you're that lucky, it's perfectly fine to use this shiny. So, yeah, but however, I will not be grinding to get shinies, which is basically, like, running around over and, like, looking for them. I'll just, if I run into one, like, while I'm training or something, then I'm allowed to catch it and use it. But I have to record the event, just, I'll record all the catchings of Pokemon and all the evolutions, or at least I'll try my very best. But, yeah, so that's how you catch, so that's how Shiny Claws works. Now, there's one other rule, then they're not really rules, the rest of them, but this one's a rule. So this is what I like to call Legend Slayer. So it's going to be kind of hard for this Let's Play, but I'll still do it, just because I think it'll be fun. So Legend Slayer basically makes it so that I run into a legendary Pokemon. Well, legendary Pokemon are beasts, of course. They're super strong, because they're legendary. So, what if it's my first encounter? Do I catch this legendary? I mean, it's super strong, and it would kind of break the game and everything else, including all the little Pokemon who cower before it. So, my rule is to have to kill the legendary Pokemon. I can't run from them, I can't catch them, I have to kill them. So, I don't know, I just enjoy doing that. That's one of my favorite things to do in Nuzlocke. I don't like to run away or any of that. I like to kill him. So, also, when if you run into a legendary Pokemon as your first encounter, like, I don't know, Latias roams around, so you run into Latias by accident, I don't know, that won't happen, but, so let's say it does. I run into Latias, and of course I don't want Latias, because I can't catch it, so it does not count as my first encounter, because I have to kill it. If it runs away, it gets away. I'll still have to kill every single one by the end of the Let's Play. So I'll have killed all the legendary Pokemon, hopefully, by the end of the Let's Play. Like, even the ones I don't have to go to, I'll hopefully try and find out how to get to them. But, of course, the game's blind. I'm going to be doing this blind. Second Let's Play blind, by the way, going on right now. So, yeah. But, so, once I find a legendary Pokemon, I have to kill it. It doesn't count as my encounter, in case, like, if I haven't found a Pokemon there already, I don't have to count it. I can still get a Pokemon on the route. And yeah, that will be pretty fun. So that's pretty much all the rules. There are going to be two other things that I kind of want to note. For one thing, some people release their Pokemon when they die. Some people put them in a box and just keep them around till like the end of the Nuzlocke. Personally, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a box named Cemetery, because that's just what I like to name it. Some people name it Death. It doesn't matter. Personal preference. But, so I am going to make a box named Cemetery. When my Pokemon dies, I will have to put it in the cemetery until the very, very, very end. When I call the Nuzlocke a wrap, when I say, okay, we're done, I will probably not be coming back to this ever. Or I might come back to it. But if I decide, like, alright, I'm done, not coming back to this probably, then at that after the final battle, or whatever I'm doing, whenever I say I'm done, I will go to the box and release them all. I don't know why, I just kind of like the idea of doing this, because it's kind of like at least they made it to the very end, even though they really didn't they died, but they still helped with the cause. So I thought it was kind of cool to bring them to the very end, and then once you reach the very end, you let their spirits rest, because the battles, like, their duty is over. So it's kind of like, I don't know, the way I imagine it is like they're restless spirits, so they have to stick around till the end, and then when you finally finish whatever your business was, then they're free to go to wherever Pokemon go. Pokemon Heaven? I don't know. Sure. But yeah, so that's what I like to do. That's my personal way of doing it. Sometimes I just release them. Sometimes I just keep them in a box and let them out. Or, like, I bring them back into the party once the Nuzlocke's over. But this time, that's what I'm going to be doing. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing for most of them, if I don't release them all. But, the final thing I want to mention is there won't be a nicknaming theme. So some people like to nickname their Pokemon after a certain theme for a Nuzlocke. Like, I've done food before. I've also done anime characters before. But this Nuzlocke, I don't want a theme. I'm just going to name them whatever pops into my head at the time. Or maybe, I'm actually, oh, sorry, there's one other thing. A Twitter that I have now it's going to be called A Nuzlocker's Dream, and you can go on there, and if you watch my Twitter check my Twitter every once in a while, and every once in a while, I'll probably be going on it to ask people what they think I should nickname a Pokemon, and I'll probably send, like, a picture of the Pokemon and ask them what they think I should nickname it, and, you know, if you don't get anything for nicknaming my Pokemon or anything. It's not like Sugar Conroy for his Coliseum Let's Play where he gave you plushes or anything. Because, well, I'm going to be catching a lot more Pokemon than him, and I'm going to be nicknaming all my Pokemon. So, but, I mean, some of them I'm going to nickname by myself, but I just thought I would give you guys some interaction a little bit. So you guys get to nickname my Pokemon. So just watch my Twitter. There's a link in the description, by the way. But if you watch my Twitter, maybe eventually I'll say, hey, what should I nickname this thing? And you can look at the picture of it and send me what you want me to nickname it. Then I might just nickname it what you said I should. I might not, but I might. And also, by the way, I will not tell you until the video actually comes out if I chose your nickname or not. So that way you will watch the video and be like, oh my god, he took my nickname, that's so crazy. Except you probably don't sound like that, that was rude. But, so yeah, you guys get to nickname some of my Pokemon. I'll nickname some of them. But, yeah, so tell me what you want me to nickname my Pokes. My Pokes. But anyway, I think that's about all I have to say. I hope I see you in the first episode. I'm actually probably going to record it today or tomorrow. Haven't decided. It depends on... It's pretty late, but whatever. It'll be going up fairly soon. Either way, it won't go up on the same day as this video goes up. This video won't go up for another couple days, actually. But, so that is it for this episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I hope to see you in the Nuzlocke. Also, like I said in the beginning, check out my other channel. It's in the description. Check out the Twitter in the description. And I'll see you guys pretty soon. Later.